Okay, Chair, we're live. We can make a start.
Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you very much. Good evening and welcome to the North Strategic Neighbourhood Forum.
Okay, Chair, we're live. We can make a start.
All right. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you very much. Thank you. Can you hear me, Charlotte?
Yes, I can, Chair.
I heard that it's coming back what I'm speaking. It's okay now. Right. Good evening and welcome to the North Strategic Neighbourhood Forum. The forum is made up of elected members of the council. I'm Councillor Karim, Deputy Chair of the North Strategic Neighbourhood Forum, and I am chairing the meeting tonight. This is public meeting and is being webcast to the public. Members of the public watching the meeting can submit questions to the forum throughout the meeting using the form on the right or below the webcast depending on your device. Only questions relating to items on the agenda will be accepted. You can find the agenda available to download underneath the webcast. When submitting your question, please leave your name and the agenda item or subject matter that your question relates to. At the end of each item, members of the forum will ask questions followed by any questions that have been submitted from members of the public. Before we begin, could I please ask that everyone mutes their microphones when not speaking, in order to reduce background noise and interference. Please, can members ensure their video camera remains on for the duration of the meeting? Thank you. Let's go back to our agenda. Our first item is apology for absence. Anybody, please?
Yeah, I've got Councillor Bowerman and Councillor Bray, Chair.
Thank you. Anybody else? No. Right. We got the meeting that was delivered to everyone. Have you all checked it? Can you check it, please? And is there any issues raised? No? Yes? Someone, can you support it, please? And someone second it, please?
Seconded, Chair.
Sorry, can you repeat? Sorry?
It was seconded, Chair.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Our third agenda number 3, carers update. We got here Alison White, Head of Learning, Disabilities and Mental Health. So, Alison, can you hear me, please?
I can. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, you can start your presentation, please. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to just share my screen.
Thank you.
Oh, something funny.
Mute my mic.
Share screen. Can you all see that?
Yep.
Yeah, lovely. So thank you for inviting me this evening. It's really good to be able to come and update you on our carer strategy. Our carer strategy was started last year in 2024 and runs to 2027. So it's just an update on what we've been doing. Just as a reminder, what a carer is, obviously a lot of you will already know this, but a carer is someone who provides informal, unpaid support to a partner, family member, friend or neighbour who's ill, struggling or disabled or needs some support or help. This is distinct from a care worker who is paid to support people. From the point of view of our strategy, we use the term carer. Carers are so important. You'll all know this, but just as a reminder, in April 24, we launched the carer strategy. in line with the adult social care strategy, and it's our 3-year commitment to carers. We did a lot of work listening to what carers said was important to them, and we're in the first year of providing the strategy as agreed with people. There are currently around 5.8 million carers in England, as evidenced in the census, and that equates to 8.9% of the resident population. However, what we expect is that the number is nearer to 10 million. 10.3% of females provide unpaid care compared with 7.6% of males. The highest percentage of unpaid carers was in individuals aged between 55 and 59 for females and between 60 and 64 for males. Carers contribute a staggering 162 billion. That is 162 billion a year to the economy. If they did not support their loved ones, we would have to find a lot of extra money. There are 20,000 people in Tameside recognised at the last census as a carer. So our carer strategy fits overall with our Tameside priorities as a place. So it links with our housing strategy, it links with our poverty strategy, our corporate plan, our market statement in terms of what providers are available, our adult social care strategy, our local account, and obviously our carer strategy, and providing health and care across the borough, which has really been quite important to our carers. Throughout 22-23, we did a lot of consultation with our carers because we really wanted to relaunch the offer and make sure that what came out of our carer strategy was something that carers related to and carers wanted, because they're really important people in our community. So we had coffee mornings, we did feedback forms, we had some independent research completed, we held a big conversation, and we really wanted to understand from our carers, you know, what will help you as a carer going forward? What do you want the offer from Tameside to be? So our vision is we all want to live in the place we call home, with the people and things that we love, in communities where we look out for one another, doing things that matter to us. And that is what our carers told us as well. So the main area, there were 6 main areas that carers said really mattered. So number 1, knowing that I'm a carer. A lot of people said, I didn't realise I was a carer. I was just taking care of my loved one, doing what I thought I should do. I didn't really recognise that I was a carer who should be assessed in my own right. Understanding that carers are real expert partners. A carer is going to know their loved one better than a social worker, better than a support worker, better than a manager. And it's really important that we listen to them and take on board their views when we're assessing an individual. Supporting carers to stay healthy and well. If a carer is unwell, their loved one suffers as well as the carer. So making sure carers understand where to go for support if they're not well, how to get that support or respite for their loved one is really important to them. Getting the right help at the right time. We often hear that. If I'd known about that before, I wouldn't have got in such a pickle, I wouldn't have been in such a mess, and things wouldn't have gone so difficult for me. So making sure people really know where to go for support at the right time. Making sure we support our younger carers. There's a wealth of young people looking after their loved ones who still need to go to education, who still need to understand that the school understands their particular situation. You know, understanding the challenges of being a young person growing up and also being a young carer, and that they're taken into consideration and have time for themselves, as well as their responsibilities to reduce the worrying. And a lot of carers said, I would really love to re-engage in employment, and I'd really love to do some training so that I can do something meaningful for me, as well as looking after my loved one. So we do something called Making It Real. This is a framework for how to provide personalised care and support. And basically, it's making sure that we're very person-centred when dealing with our carers. It's making sure we're jargon-free and we talk to people about what matters, what's important to them, and what good looks like. How do we do real good support for you and your loved one? And there's a number of I statements that talk about what I need as a carer. And then there's a number of we statements that talk about what we do as an organisation to make sure our carers are really engaged in that process. So here's an update on what work we've been doing. So between January and December 23, we carried out 295 carers assessments and joint assessments. A joint assessment is where the carer and their loved one have their assessment together. A lot of people pick that because nobody wants to go through the assessment process twice. So it's a lot easier for the person often to have that assessment with their loved one. There were 408 carers reassessments and joint reassessments. So in that year, we in total covered 703 assessments. Between January and December 24, there were 270 carers assessments and joint assessments. More people chose to be assessed on their own, and 635 reassessments and joint assessments. So 905 in total. So our figures are increasing. We're going in the right direction in terms of finding out who our carers are, engaging better with them, and inviting them to have that really important reassessment. Can make all the difference to someone knowing where to go for help and support or not knowing. We've held a number of networking events, 50 networking events across the year. We spoke to over 800 people at these events. We identified different groups across Tameside to talk to people about the carer service, to listen to carers about what matters to them, early identification and recognition for carers. And we did a piece of work with Tameside Hospital to make sure that people get leaflets, 3,000 leaflets about our service were sent out by them to make sure that as people are leaving hospital, their carer is getting that support. We've held 12 coffee mornings. They average between 12 and 25 people. We have key partners at our coffee mornings, such as occupational therapists, our community response service, and the Department of Work and Pensions, because sometimes it's really important to someone to know, I'm going to become a carer. What does that mean financially? How am I going to get the right support? Coffee mornings are often peer-led, so that's the carers leading the coffee morning with other carers. And actually people find talking to someone who understands what they are going through and has experienced it themselves makes that really quite more comfortable for people. Staff support the carers in these sessions. So should somebody come in who's distressed or unhappy or concerned, we have quiet rooms where we can talk to them and actually make sure they're getting the support they need. Last year, we started working with Hattersley Hub, and we have monthly coffee afternoons there once a month. These have been work in progress, but they're beginning to see attendance grow now that people know about them. And carers feel that these sessions allow them to meet other people in a safe and supported environment where they can talk about anything because everybody there is a carer. We've had a Young Carers Awareness Day in March last year. We held a Carers Week in June, and we had our Carers Rights Day in November. We worked with Young Carers Service and went along to celebrate an event for Young Carers Awareness Day to make sure our young carers are engaged in the process, because quite often some of the coffee mornings and things that are with older carers don't really suit our younger carers. So it was important to recognise them in their own right. We held a celebration event at Stamford Park with lots of singing, cakes and a lot of fun. One of our carers is an ex-opera singer. He used to sing in Vegas, and he quite often is quite happy to come along and do a bit of a sing-song that everybody really enjoys. We held a marketplace event alongside 12 partner agencies in the Carer Centre to make sure people are linked in to the right options for them. We do signpost newsletters, and that was reissued. So 929 carers now get a signpost newsletter that tells them what's going on, what's available. We had 205 different carers attend activities and events in our first year of our strategy. We have 6 hubs across Tameside, making our service more accessible. We hold monthly stalls in GP surgeries in Hyde, and our carer centre in Ashton has a drop-in service 10 till 2 daily. We did a lot of different activities last year, ranging from first aid courses for carers, to theatre trips, to archery, to a Christmas party, afternoon tea, support with writing wills and trusts, mediation course, carers quiz night, walking groups, talking about how difficult it is to support someone with dementia, and some training around dementia was really important to some of our carers, craft workshops and workshop courses. So a wealth of different activities that our carers said would support them. And here's just a story by one of our parent carers, just saying how they'd really enjoyed the archery session. They had time to switch off from the stress of being a carer, trying something new, gave them a bit of confidence, gave them a bit of a boost, feel like they're more their own person. They've made friends, feel a lot more social, engaged, not so alone, felt their mental health was improved. They thought the volunteers and coaches were really welcoming, and they'd love more sessions. And that's just one big tale of many of people who've said that the sessions have really been beneficial to them. So our Tameside Carer Centre, I'm sure you've all seen it or been to it, but pop in anytime, offers emotional support, advocacy, advice, guidance and signposting. We have a daily drop-in, local hubs. We do one-to-one if people need them, or welfare calls, monthly coffee mornings and activities. We have a carers forum to hear the views of our carers. And obviously we celebrate the Carers' Rights Day, Carers Week, and offer a variety of carers courses. Our offer, carers can have a carers assessment in their own right, or a joint assessment if they prefer. They can have carers respite. They can ask for the Tameside emergency card. So that's basically a card you hold in your property, so if anybody visits, they know that you're a carer looking after a loved one. We encourage people to take up our community response service, so they can press dependent, get support if they need it. Glossop and Tameside talking therapies, so somewhere to go and talk about how you're feeling, and Be Well Tameside. And we're linked into some of our fabulous voluntary sector, Age UK, Mind, Anthony Seddon, and the Together Centre, all of which support our carers to stay healthy and well. So how our carers get support, they can be referred by partner agencies, they can self-refer, or anyone within the council can refer them. So it's very easy to be referred in as a carer and get that support. Our carer centre is in Ashton. There's a lovely picture of it, so you know exactly where it is. And there's our carers number, our Facebook page and our email address. We're really open to anybody dropping in anytime, whether you're a carer or whether you just want more information to provide other people who may be carers, you're welcome anytime. You can support carers by sharing any carer services comms you see, newsletters, leaflets and posters. If you would like the carers team to come to any event or come to any meeting and talk to you about what they do, we're happy to come and do that. If you meet any carers who aren't getting the right support, refer them into our service. Promote the carers within the community, and as we all should be doing, fight for carers' rights, because without our carers, we would not be able to provide the support that we do at the moment. So thank you so much for listening, and any questions? I'll stop share so I can see you.
Right. Any question to Alison, please? Any woman? Yeah, I can see Councillor Howard, Councillor Choksi. Councillor Howard, please, yeah.
Okay.
Unmute, please, yeah.
Yes. My question is, do we supply information leaflets to GP surgeries?
We do. Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
Okay. That was an easy one. Thank you.
It was.
Thank you, Councillor Howard. Councillor Choksi, please.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Thanks, Alison, for this wonderful presentation, and I echo what you said in the beginning, that carers are really important. I do 100% agree, and we all know that they save us billions by delivering very important services that we need. And obviously it is fantastic to see a lot of services that are being delivered within Tameside. What I'm particularly interested in, and there are degree of responsibilities where some carers are heavily involved in day-to-day caring without any kind of break, and obviously coupled with the mental health and anxiety issues that they may experience. And obviously, as I understand that we may be offering or extending that carers assessment. But what I was particularly interested in terms of, which I didn't see much in presentation, in terms of the carers break. So what support and what strategy that we have in place in terms of extending that carers break and enable the carers an opportunity to do something, something they prefer, they like, they shop, apart from the statutory services that we may offer in terms of the respite, I would be really interested to hear what services are available and how those challenges are being, kind of met. Thank you.
So I guess there's a variety of different ways that we can offer respite and support to people, and obviously it's got to be something that they're happy and comfortable with. So obviously as part of that carers assessment, we would look at what's going to work for you. So do you need someone to come in and sit with your loved one while you go shopping, or you just go for a break? Or do you need an overnight, somebody go and stay somewhere overnight in respite so that you get a break for a night or a weekend? Or do you need us to think about somebody coming into the house? Do you want to look at a direct payment? So it's very much done case by case and person by person, because what suits me might not suit you. So it's really important that the carer is linked in with the carer service so that we can do that assessment and we can talk to them about what will work for them, but also what will work for their loved one, because each loved one will have their own complexities, their own needs, and it's about matching that up to the right service. So some people might use shared lives, some people might use direct payment, some people might go to a residential placement for respite, some people might have sitting and support that just comes and sits with your loved one, but we have to match people up. So we have to make sure that I, as a carer, am really comfortable to leave my loved one with that person that is going to look after them. So we will, try a variety of things to find what best suits that carer and their loved one. So there's all sorts of different ways we do that, but it's important that that carer has that carer's assessment to look at what is it we can offer you, what do you need, what will work for you, what won't work for you. And we can be quite creative with that, make sure we're working around the needs of that individual, because one size certainly doesn't fit all.
Thank you, Alison.
Thank you, Alison. Anybody else? Any more question or comment, anything? No? Thank you, Alison. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you. You're very
Yeah,
welcome.
it's
See you
very nice
soon.
to hear everything here.
Thank you.
Thanks for the update, everything, yeah?
Thank you. See you soon.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Yes, so our next agenda is for date for the next meeting. It's gonna be 24th of June 2025, and it will be again on the Zoom. Is there okay? Everything you want to tell? No? Any other business? No? Thank you, Charlotte. Thanks for
My
the
pleasure.
evening. Yeah. Have
Thanks,
a nice evening,
everybody.
all the members, councillors. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for your
Bye.
time.
Bye-bye.
Thanks,